Hi friends, welcome to my channel and welcome back. I'm Jeannie and today I'm playing with Snow Leopard, which is a super fun and multi-dimensional glitter from Designer Dips. It looks like a rainbow exploded on a snow leopard in the best possible way. I've been dying to use it and I figured an easy ombre would really show off all those little color shifts. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated, just a chill dip powder mani you can totally do at home. I'm pairing it with a couple of colors to really make the glitters pop. And I'll walk you through exactly how I blend everything together. So grab your powders or just hang out with me while I do mine and let's get into this Snow Leopard ombre. I like to start with my solid dip powders first, so I'm just giving it a good stir before I use it to fluff it back up. And for my liquids, I will be using my Designer Dips dip liquid, starting with my dip base, which is the glue that adheres the dip powder to my nails. Now the color I'm going to be starting with is Iris. It's an absolutely beautiful lavender color. You know I love purple anyway. And this one is actually part of the January flavor of the month from Designer Dips. So if you don't have this color and you love it, right now for the month of January, it's 50% off. So now is the perfect time to grab it. So this is going to go on my thumb, index finger, and pinky because I wanted this mani to be majority purple because I felt like the purple would really bring out the colors in Snow Leopard, which we'll talk a little bit about Snow Leopard once we get to it because it pairs with so many different combinations of colors. I feel like there isn't a wrong combo to use with Snow Leopard, but regardless, I'm starting with Iris. So in the first dip, you can see it is a little bit sheer. So I am just cleaning up my cuticle area and sidewalls just to make sure I remove any excess product from my skin because that can cause lifting. And it was still a little bit wet, so I wanted to dip back in the jar to make sure all that dip base was getting fully absorbed. So while that's drying, I'm going to move on to my index finger. So I'm just applying a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. Liquid control is really important when you're applying your dip base. So I remove most of the dip base from my brush. And then when I apply it to my nail, I start with the brush about the midpoint of my nail, brush downwards towards my free edge, and then upward towards my cuticle area. Once I have the entire nail covered, that's when I'll dip into my dip powder. And then after I dip in, I tap off the excess powder and then make sure that I clean up around my cuticle area and sidewalls. I like to use a precision tool. That's my favorite tool to use. Once my first layer is completely dry, I'm going to go ahead and dust off the excess powder. So I just buy some fluffy makeup brushes off of Amazon. I believe this one is from Wet n Wild, but it's really important to dust off the excess powder because if you don't, you could gunk up your dip base brush and eventually your bottle of dip base to make it goopy because that excess powder, it's going to get on your brush and then it's going to collect in your bottle, eventually making it goopy. So always dust off the excess powder. And now that I've done that, I'm going in with layer 2. So I'm just applying a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. If I missed any spots with my first layer, I want to make sure that I'm covering it up with my second layer because I like to keep it at usually 2 layers of color. So once I have the dip base on my entire nail, I'm going to go ahead and dip back into my jar of Iris. And here's where there is a risk of dipping into your jar rather than pouring over. So I dipped in, and because the dip base is wet, I don't know if you could see at that free edge area that there's that little wrinkle, which, you know, because your dip base is wet and then you're kind of doing that little pressure of dipping in. So sometimes that can cause wrinkling. It doesn't happen a lot for me, but occasionally. So while the dip base is still wet, I'm kind of pressing down just to smooth out that wrinkle a little bit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time, luckily, it did work. So it was still a little bit wet. So I'm dipping back in to make sure that dip base is fully absorbed. And I'm just pressing down to see if I can smooth it out, which luckily it worked. But you know what? Like, even if you do get wrinkling, you can fix that with a little bit of filing and buffing after you activate. It's completely fine. Or you can do a third layer to cover that up, whatever you choose to do. But I know that's why sometimes people prefer to pour over rather than dipping in the jar because you're not going to get that wrinkling or that risk of wrinkling if you pour over. But I don't know. For me, it's the satisfaction of dipping in the jar that I really enjoy. So sometimes I get wrinkling, sometimes I don't, but I prefer to take that risk just because I like dipping rather than pouring over. I think there's both advantages and disadvantages to dipping versus pouring over, and there's really no right or wrong way. It's a matter of personal preference. However, if you are doing gel methods, so you're using gel base instead of dip base, I definitely recommend you pour over because you don't want to displace that gel and move it and get it on your skin. But for pour over, it definitely has its advantages because you do get thinner layers with pour over. So if you're worried about bulkiness, you get thinner layers with the pour over, but that also means less coverage. So I don't know, like that. I think that's why I prefer dipping in because I also get better coverage. And so I need to do less layers than if I were to do pour over. But, you know, like I said, though, no right or wrong, just whatever you prefer. Iris is by no means a sheer color, but it does have a little bit of sheerness to it in two layers. So in certain lighting, you can still see my free edge, but I'm happy with the coverage. So I'm just going to go ahead and dust off the excess powder, and then I'm going to cap my nails in clear. So I have a very large jar of CN Designer Dips Ultra Clear 2020, and I just split that in between two jars. I have a jar of clear for my solid dip powders, and then a jar of clear for my glitters. So this is my solid one. So I'm going to go ahead and cap these nails in clear. And the reason why I'm going ahead and capping them in clear is because my next two nails will have a glitter element to them. So I'm not really worried about contamination, but for the iris nails, they're going to remain solid. So I want to make sure that they don't get contaminated with a stray piece of glitter. Also, I'm going to be doing some filing and buffing. And when you file and buff directly on top of a color, sometimes you can remove some of that color pigmentation, making it look a little bit splotchy. And because iris does have just a little bit of sheerness to it, I wanted to protect the integrity of the color so I can do some filing and buffing without worrying about it looking splotchy. So I applied the dip base to my nail. I'm dipping into my clear. And then once it's completely dry, so you see me touching the nail just to make sure that it's completely dry, because instead of using a fluffy brush to dust off the excess powder, I'm taking a stiff scrub brush and I want to make sure that I'm scrubbing my nails really well. This ensures that I'm removing any of the excess clear dip powder, and that kind of ensures that I don't get any graininess or cloudiness from using like a clear or even a sheerer color like a sheer pink, things like that. I always make sure that I scrub. So once I've scrubbed off the excess powder, I'm going to go ahead and activate my nails. So I'm going to apply a generous amount of activator to those three nails that have iris on them. And it's really the activated nails which the glitter won't stick to. So if I get a stray piece of glitter on the nails, I can just dust it off. It's not going to stick to an activated nail. And I apply a generous amount of activator because I want to make sure that it's penetrating through all three layers of dip powder to cure and harden my dip powder. So now that that's activated, I'm going to move on to my next color. So this is Descent, which is a thermal, and it is so fun because I wanted to like pull in like a darker element to the nail, and I thought the thermal would be really fun with Snow Leopard. So Descent is going to go on my middle finger, and I'll also do a glitter ombre on top of it. But before I get to that glitter ombre, I'm going to do two layers of Descent. So you can see it here in its cold state. So in its cold state, it's like a dark gray, almost black color. And then when it warms up, it turns to like a very light gray, almost clear type color. So it's really great thermal, especially for like Halloween. I love using it for like Halloween manis. But I just thought the thermal would look really fun with the glitter ombre on top of it. So I finished up my first layer. I'm working on my second layer, applying a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. And again, I'm only going to keep it at two layers of the color because I find that two layers is plenty, especially because I'm going to do a glitter ombre on top. So that's essentially a third layer, and then I will cap it and clear. So that's a fourth layer. And my nails aren't bulky by any means after that, but if I were to do a third layer of Descent and then the glitter ombre and then capping and clear, then it probably would be too bulky. So that's why I'm keeping it at the two layers of color. And so you can see there is a little bit of that dip powder on my skin, but it doesn't stain at all because it's not really like a super pigmented black. I'd probably consider this like a super dark gray that's almost black in its cold state. So next we're moving on to Snow Leopard, and this one is so fun. Snow Leopard was actually a sample size freebie from their New Year's sale, along with Mystique, which is also a super fun thermal. But they're both available in the shop now if you didn't shop the New Year's sale. But I want to read you the description of Snow Leopard from CN Designer Dips because they said it better than I could. So, Snow Leopard is a mix of fine and medium white opal and iridescent glitters that shift blue and purple with fiery orange, gold, and pink reflex in the light. Tiny holographic and metallic tinsel, fine and black medium glitters, holographic black shards, tiny black microflakes, and flakies that shift orange and pink, sort of like Lisa Frank's Snow Leopard with all the rainbow reflex. I mean, how fun is that? There is so many different elements. This is so multi-dimensional. It's such a gorgeous glitter. So I went ahead and did one layer, full layer on my ring finger, and now I'm going to do the ombre on my middle finger. So I'm applying a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. And this is going to be a horizontal ombre at my free edge. So once I apply the dip base to my entire nail, I'm taking my eyeshadow brush. This is from Wet n Wild off of Amazon. I'm dipping my brush into the glitter. And then I've got my finger pointed a little bit downwards, and I'm starting to tap that glitter at my cuticle area. So I want the most amount of glitter at my cuticle area, and then I want it to just kind of naturally fall towards the center of my nail. So I'm moving my nail from side to side to make sure that I'm getting my sidewalls as well. I turned my finger upside down to tap off the excess powder. I don't want to tap down because I don't want the glitter to go too far down. And then I cleaned up around my cuticle area and sidewall. So here you can see the stray piece of glitter I got on my iris nail. I just dusted that off, and it just dusted right off. So that's what I mean by I don't want to contaminate my solid nail with a stray piece of glitter. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, dust off the excess glitter, and then I'll move on to layer 2 on my ring finger. I'm going to keep my my middle finger at that one layer because I'm happy with that ombre. And just to make it easier to get more glitter coverage, I just went ahead and poured my jar into my cast emerald. I'm shaking it to bring those larger glitter particles to the surface, and then I'll lay my finger flat in for my second layer. went ahead and filed and buffed my nails off camera, so here's how my mani's looking. So now we're going to get to my favorite part, which is always the dip top coat. So in order for your top coat to dry, you do need a layer of activator. So I'm just applying one thin layer of activator to all my nails, and then I'm going to let it sit for about 2 minutes to let the activator dry. And then once the 2 minutes is up, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my first layer of dip top coat. For my first layer, I'm applying it in 2 to 3 swipes on each nail. I want to be fairly quick about it. After each nail, I'm wiping my brush on a lint-free wipe to remove any excess activator. And then once I'm done with my fifth nail, I'm ready to go in with my second layer of top coat. You always need 2 layers of dip top coat to get the maximum amount of shine. So for my second layer, I can take my time. I can take a couple extra strokes as needed. And I also want to make sure that I'm capping my free edge for longevity of my mani. And side note, check out that thermal change action happening on my middle finger. How fun is that? And as always, I'm going to finish off my mani by rehydrating my cuticles with my Scales of a Mermaid cuticle oil. And I wanted to find something that matched the mood of this mani. So romantic, but a little bit moody, but still a lot of fun. And I thought Dearest Lover was absolutely perfect. This is a previous limited edition scent, so unfortunately it's no longer available, but there are really amazing scents still available on the website. And if you plan to do any purchasing, you can always use my code Genie10. It's an affiliate code. It'll save you 10% off your order, and it'll help support me in this channel because I will make a small commission if you use my code. And if you're not familiar with her scents, I'm happy to give you recommendations. And you can also buy sample packs on her website. That way you can try a lot of different things with a low commitment, which is really amazing. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up today's mani, and I have to say, I'm kind of obsessed with the way this turned out. I absolutely love this Snow Leopard glitter. It is so fun, and it just pairs with so many different things because I feel like whatever color you pair it with, it brings out that color in the glitter. So it really pairs with so many different things. So if you're still here, drop me a rainbow emoji down below in the comments. And I hope this video is helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this, and it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.